is a holiday that's very important to me. And the reason it's important to me is this is the holiday in the United States that we use to remember those who have died in service to the United States while serving in the military. So, history of the Memorial Day. Memorial Day originated after the Civil War in the United States. North fought against the South. And it was, up to that point, the most devastating war that the United States had ever been involved in. The loss of life in the Civil War was staggering. Only until we got up to the World Wars do we get up to some place where we see the amount of people that died in service to their nation as they did during the Civil War. So after the Civil War, they started Memorial Day. Memorial Day was officially proclaimed on 5 May 1868 and was first observed on 30 May 1868 when flowers were placed on the graves of Union and Confederate soldiers at Arlington's National Cemetery. So it was a Civil War, and the soldiers that died that were buried at Arlington, they came together, both sides of the Civil War that were opposed to each other, and celebrated the memories of those who had fallen during that Civil War. It was a way to help the country heal and bring it together. Customs of Memorial Day. So one of the customs we just talked about, we put American flags outside of our houses, and we also put American flags on soldiers' graves. Other customs, another very popular custom is we have parades in the United States where people come together and we have a celebration again. Typically there's some sort of military element, soldiers, National Guard, somebody coming in doing a march that's part of the parade. Arlington National Cemetery is strictly a military cemetery, and this is where we actually have a lot of the soldiers who have died in the history of the United States. Another very large, famous cemetery that we remember in Memorial Day actually does not lie in the United States. This one is in Normandy, France, and this is where they had so many soldiers that were killed during the invasion in Normandy that they decided to have a U.S. national cemetery where all those soldiers that died on D-Day are buried. There are 9,387 Americans buried in Normandy right now. The Tomb of the Unknowns holds more than one soldier. And the body of that soldier is specifically not identified because in the course of war, there are cases where sons go missing in action. The bodies are never identified. They're never able to bring them home. And so the Tomb of the Unknowns is there so that any mother, any father who has a child who was lost in that war, they can look at the Tombs of the Unknown and try to get some closure and go, that may be my son or my daughter, my child that is buried again. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it.